Some days just feel different. They're like these turning points, right? Where the future suddenly snaps into focus. Well, in the world of artificial intelligence, we just had one of those days. A big one.
Okay, so get this date in your head, November 18th, 2025. In just one day, the entire AI world got hit with a crisis, a massive power play, and a surprise new challenger. It was like a perfect storm that showed us everything: the amazing promise, the shocking fragility, and just how high the stakes are in this AI race. So yeah, let's get into it. And how did it all kick off? Well, like it so often does, with a simple error message. For millions of people, folks like Mary who wrote into Tech Radar, their whole morning was just gone. The most powerful AI tool in the world, it had just, poof, vanished.
So, bombshell number one. This was a huge wake-up call about how fragile our digital world actually is. ChatGPT, the undisputed king of AI, just went dark.
And man, things went south fast. Right after 9 a.m. Eastern, the reports just started flooding in. OpenAI was quick to say, hey, it's not us, it's one of our providers. And that provider, a company called Cloudflare, had already spotted a crazy traffic spike about an hour before. It took until the afternoon for things to even start coming back online. So you're probably asking, what is Cloudflare? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like the plumbing for the internet. It's kind of invisible, but it handles all the important stuff: security, making sure sites load fast. But here's the catch. When that plumbing gets clogged, it doesn't just flood one basement. No, it can take down the whole digital neighborhood, including some of the biggest names you can think of.
And this is where the real irony kicks in, right? You have this piece of software that feels like actual magic. 700 million people use it every week, and it gets knocked offline by one single point of failure that it doesn't even control. The big takeaway here? This whole AI ecosystem is way more tangled together and honestly, way more fragile than most of us ever thought.
But here's the thing. While OpenAI is scrambling to put out this massive fire, its biggest rival sees the perfect moment to light a fire of their own. This brings us to bombshell number 2 for the day, and you can see how the drama is building.
I mean, you can't make this up. The timing is either pure genius or just unbelievable luck. While millions of ChatGPT users are just staring at error messages, Google drops its own massive announcement. They're launching Gemini 3.
And listen, this wasn't some tiny update. Google was calling Gemini 3 its most intelligent model ever. We're talking state-of-the-art. It was smashing every big benchmark out there. It shot to the top of the LMINA leaderboard. It was setting new records for accuracy. And the real killer move? It was available immediately. So while OpenAI is down for the count, Google is not just up, it's soaring.
Okay, so you'd think a massive outage and a huge competitor launch would be enough drama for one day, right? Nope, not even close. The battlefield was about to get a whole lot more crowded. So for a while now, we've kind of seen the AI race as this big fight between giants like OpenAI and Google, right? With Elon Musk and his company xAI being a major player too. But on this day, November 18th, a whole new name got thrown into the ring. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, with this kind of mysterious new startup called Project Prometheus. And of course, his old rival Elon Musk just couldn't help himself. He jumped on X and commented on the news with one word: copycat, plus a laughing emoji. I mean, it's pretty clear these billionaire rivalries are spilling right into the AI war zone.
But make no mistake, this is not a joke. Prometheus has supposedly already raised a mind-blowing $6.2 billion. And maybe even more important, they've been poaching top talent from Google, from Meta, from OpenAI, all the big players. This wasn't just some new startup popping up. This was a full-on declaration of war from one of the richest people in the world.
So all of this, it brings up a huge question. The competition is insane. The goals are massive. But what's actually fueling it all? I mean, how are these companies possibly paying for a tech arms race that costs billions and billions of dollars? Where is all this money coming from?
Okay, let's just start with a number. $38 billion. That's how much a recent deal was worth for OpenAI just to use Amazon's cloud services, AWS.
But even that number looks small compared to what OpenAI CEO Sam Altman is thinking long-term. He's on the record saying he'll need to build out computing power that'll eventually cost, get this, $1.4 trillion.
So how on earth do you pay for something like that? Especially when you're not even profitable yet?
Well, the answer is in this really clever, and some people would say pretty controversial, financial trick.
It's what they call a circular deal. Okay, check this out. Step 1. A huge company like Microsoft invests billions into an AI startup. Step 2. The AI startup takes that exact same money and uses it to buy cloud computing services from Microsoft. So step 3, Microsoft gets to put that spending down as revenue, which makes its own business look like it's growing like crazy. It's basically a giant money go-round, and it's what's keeping this whole industry spinning. But all this crazy spending and clever financing, it's starting to make some investors pretty nervous. They're beginning to look past all the hype and at the actual numbers on the books. And you're seeing companies in this space, like CoreWeave, getting hammered on the stock market because they have tons of debt and tiny profits. It feels like this trillion-dollar party could be heading for a really big hangover.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We've got an outage, a new product launch, a new billionaire in the game, and a look at the wild economics behind it all. So what did this one insane day really tell us about the future of AI?
Well, 4 things became super clear. Number 1, how surprisingly fragile this whole thing is. Number 2, the competition is absolutely ruthless. It's a high-stakes game being played by the richest people and companies on Earth. Number 3, the costs are just astronomical, and it's forcing these weird financial deals that are starting to spook Wall Street. And finally, number 4, the whole map has been redrawn. This isn't a 2-horse race anymore. It's a full-blown multi-front war for what comes next.
Look, what happened on November 18th was way more than just a few news headlines. It was a window into a future that's being built at an absolutely breathtaking speed. And it leaves all of us with one huge question. As this race to build the most powerful technology humans have ever seen just keeps accelerating, fueled by these unbelievable amounts of money, who or what is ultimately going to pay the price for this massive trillion-dollar gamble?